sucks, man. I mean, something like what happens to me happens to somebody, and your family didn't want to listen to you from the beginning. They kind of shut their own door when they never want to listen to you from the beginning, because it's like they'll never listen. They always, will wonder why that company, as if there was some, incentive other than a corrupt incentive. So, I don't know. When somebody doesn't get along with their coworkers and their coworkers don't get along with them, they're not going to care how that person got out of the office. If they don't want them in the office, they don't give a shit. They just don't want them there anymore. They don't care how it happens. They don't care what, impact happens. I don't know. But I think from the beginning, when you have to justify just, who you are, that's a huge red flag. That's never going to be a good situation. If you don't want a bad review, how things happened, then maybe you shouldn't, I don't know. If you have a problem with me describing with how the service was provided, then don't provide the service that way. It's very simple. If you don't like how your service was provided, discussed in public, then maybe you shouldn't provide your service that way. That's why honesty is the best policy. If you don't like how you run your business internally and you don't like how that's described in public, maybe you shouldn't run your business internally that way. It's very simple. Took my socks off and it kind of stuck to my blisters as they tried to heal. I forgot that happens. So now I gotta apply some first aid. I grabbed my small first aid kit before. I think I have another one. I grabbed this first aid kit before I was left. I had like 10 minutes to grab stuff out of the van, so I think I grabbed that. But yeah, I gotta put some band-aids on this stuff before. I gotta put some band-aids on this before I try to put socks on so they can heal without the material sticking to my nasty flesh. But yeah. Some girl I hadn't talked to in a long time, because I haven't talked to a lot of girls in a long time because they don't have much respect for me. Just commented on my blister and why I was so calm. She's probably making fun of me in her own head because I'm not a bitch. I don't know if I seem like one, but I'm like, nah, I'm like a beast. I don't know. I may not be able to take the appropriate legal action in today's world, but just hopefully, the videos I have, my situation, my progression through YouTube will expose that company, probably cause it more harm than, I don't know, than probably, what legal action may have taken down the line. But I mean, it's very simple. I worked there. I didn't socialize with my coworkers. They really didn't like that. They didn't like me being there, not socializing with them. They probably thought I gave off like an arrogant attitude, like a pretentious attitude, because I really didn't talk to them much. And I did other activities around them, like invest in stocks, run errands on my lunch break like I was more important than them. It's very understandable why they wouldn't like me. It's pretty obvious you don't like somebody if you talk shit about them pretty much every day at your job. I wouldn't say you like that individual. So you're probably going to do things, if you don't like them working there and it's a smaller company, to go out of your way to, make them feel uncomfortable and ultimately get them to leave the company. It's perfectly understandable. And when you take situations like everyday interactions, especially with an individual like myself, who would go to my job, and then a lot of days I would go home and just spend the day by myself, and the weekends I'd spend weekends completely by myself and not get a lot of social interaction. Then you turn my only social interactions that I have at that time, almost every single one, into people making fun of me, like just having interaction with a group of people normally, and kind of like inducing like a stressful situation with a lot of eye contact. And I would describe it like this. When I was interacting with my coworkers, and every time, I would interact with a male coworker, my female coworkers would just stare at me. And that idea of people put that idea in somebody's heads once they made that joke and stuff like that, then every single interaction on a daily basis, you have a fear of women making fun of you, and you have a fear of men not wanting to interact with you, not wanting to be around you, and then also whispering things behind your back. And then you'd see them, two coworkers talking to each other, and they'd be looking right at you, and then you walk over to them, they have nothing to say to you. Happened over and over again all of the time, and that's what built up a ton of social anxiety, and that's what my community did not want to understand. But I will say, for adults at a job, maybe to not understand, not really think about, I hope they didn't think about what they were doing, what it could do in the long run to somebody, and give them social anxiety and cause people to not want to, listen to them and not want to interact with them as much. And small jobs, small community, to take advantage of those kind of things and to be an adult, and then to not even hold accountability after the fact, after I continue to make these videos. Man, I don't know what kind of conscience you have, but I wish you the best of luck in the next world, or wherever you end up. I really wish you the best of luck. You got a lot on your plate every single day you wake up, I'm sure, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know. You must not be human. In another world, if there weren't repercussions, there were some faces I would turn into what my ankle looked like in that other video. If there weren't repercussions. But unfortunately, we live in a shit society. So the more I discuss this, hopefully the more people are able to understand. And that's all I got.